Today we're going to talk about 5 key social media metrics and what they mean. So I taught my first Facebook and Instagram social media course, and the course was on how to streamline your social media content, how to create a content calendar, how to schedule out your social media content so that you can basically not be on social media and kind of do the bare minimum but get the maximum amount of benefits from social media. And when going over the insights portion, there were a lot of questions about what the numbers mean and what kind of decisions somebody would need to make based on those numbers. And for those who don't know, I'm a full-time social media manager. I've been a full-time social media manager for many years now. And I figured I would bring my social media expertise to this photography community, to the photography community at large, because if there's one thing I know about us as creatives, as artists, is we do not like marketing ourselves. And I know for me personally, I prefer to just take the photo and share the photo. Sometimes I don't even want to share the photo, but I just prefer to take the photo, share the photo, and not have to actually think critically about it. But in today's age and, the signs of the times is some of us need to think critically about what we're sharing, when we're sharing it, why we're sharing it, and then review the performance of the content, of our images, of our art that we're sharing. So for those of you who are like me and who are growing their businesses, who are growing their social media presence, these metrics and the decisions that you're going to feel confident in making after this video are going to help you grow and elevate your business. All right, let's get into it. So the first is reach. And reach is a very important metric. Reach is essentially when you post something, let's say we're posting on Instagram, we're posting our newest photo shoot, and one person sees it. That's a reach. That's one reach. If 10,000 people see it, and by people, I mean accounts. So if 10,000 accounts see your post, that's 10,000 reach. 10,000 reach. It could be reaches, but the reach is 10,000. That's essentially how we would say it in the social media world. The reach was 10,000 for this post. So that's reach. And why reach is important is because it lets you know how many people are actually seeing your content. So if your reach is 0, then nobody's seeing your content, unfortunately. If your reach is 10,000, that's a great thing. Now, let's say you have 1,000 followers on Instagram and you post your newest photo shoot, the images from your newest photo shoot, and your post your post reaches 2,000. The reach is 2,000 on this post. That means you reached 1,000 more accounts than your followers, which is great because that gives you the opportunity to double your follower count. Now, let's say you post your new images, you have 1,000 followers, and your reach is 10. That post flopped, and what that means is what is 10? Is that 1% or 10? Is that 1% of 1,000 only saw your post? And that's not that good. That's not very good. So what decisions do you make based on what your reach numbers are telling you? So if you have good reach, so if you're reaching, thousands of accounts, and this can be in comparison to your followers as well. So again, if you have 1,000 followers and your reach is 2,000, that's great. Keep doing what you're doing and your reach will likely go up as well as your follower count. But if you have 1,000 followers and your reach is 10 or 5 or even 100, if it's nowhere near 1,000, then that means that people are not seeing your content. So the first thing you can do is get some content ideas. And luckily for you, I created a list of 30 content ideas, videos, photos, multiple image posts, so that you do not have to do the brain work. I've done it for you. What you can do is take some of these content ideas and start sharing them out to see if this increases your reach. And if it does increase your reach, then keep doing this. If these content ideas do not increase your reach, then what you can do is look at trends, look at what's popular, look at the Explore page, and or I guess it's on Instagram, it's not the Explore page, but this can apply for TikTok as well. But look on the Explore page or the Discover page or, on whatever app you're on, and see what's popular, see what's getting millions and millions of views. Use that sound, copy that content basically in your own way and add your own value to it that is relevant to your industry or relevant to your art form. And then that should get you more reach. I wish I had water. All right, next are impressions. And I'm going to compare impressions to reach because impressions and reach are kind of like a married couple. Hey guys, it's Marissa from the future here to correct myself about what impressions are. So impressions are the number of times your content is displayed. In this video, I talk about how impressions are the number of interactions that your content gets. It's actually the number of times your content is displayed, whether someone interacts with your content or not. So like when you're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram and you're just scrolling through the reels and you just are scrolling through the reels, even if you don't watch them or click on them or do anything, that gives that post an impression because it was displayed. That's impressions. And when it comes to the relationship between impressions and reach, you'll always get more impressions than you will reach, because reach is the number of accounts that your post connected with or interacted with, whereas impressions is just the number of times that your content was displayed. So your content could be displayed 1 million times and nobody's actually watching it. I personally pay more attention to reach because impressions, it's kind of an inflated number. Like, I really don't care about how many times my content was displayed. I care more about the interactions and how many accounts my content actually connected with. But if you're seeing really low impressions and really low reach, you want to create better content. That's basically it. If you're seeing low impressions, low reach, your content needs to be more engaging. It needs to add more value to the marketplace, more value to your industry. That way, the various algorithms that you're posting on, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, they see that your content will have value and will keep people on their apps, and then they will push it out to a bunch more people, giving you more impressions and thus giving you more reach, hopefully. In my 30 content ideas list, there are a few options there that give you the opportunity to add value to your industry, to your market, so that people are looking at your content multiple times, they're sharing it out, they're saving it, they're messaging it to their mom, their dad, their brother, their boyfriend, their daughter, and that will get you high impressions. The next metric is shares. Shares is huge. It's basically the biggest compliment, because it's like when you have a really good makeup product and you just want to tell everybody that this makeup product is amazing. That's what shares are. It's when somebody thinks your content is so valuable that they want to show it to their audience or they want to show it to somebody else. And shares look very different on different platforms. On Twitter, they're retweets. On Facebook, they're shares. On Instagram, they're messages. On TikTok, I really haven't been on TikTok that for a minute, but I think they're just shares. Duets and stitches can also kind of count in that shares kind of category. And on LinkedIn and YouTube, they're shares, like general shares. And why shares are valuable is because your content is reaching audiences that you have not reached yet. So if you have a follower and they're like, oh my God, this piece of content is so valuable to me, I need to show it on my story. Now, everybody who's watching that person's story or who consistently watches that person's story is now going to see your content, which can, depending on how many followers they have and how many of those followers are watching their story, can increase your follower count, and if not, just raise your brand awareness so that people know that you exist and people know what you have to offer. If you have low shares, very similar to getting more impressions, it's all about adding value to the marketplace. What information, what inspiration, what advice, what beauty, what are you adding? What nostalgia? Okay, don't forget about nostalgia. What are you adding to the marketplace that's going to, make people's lives better, even if it's for that moment? Like, what is it that you're adding that are going to make people want to show their audience, show their friends? And when you get my 30 content ideas list, I give you 30 content ideas so that you can not do any of the brain work and just start creating the content. All right. Number 4, next on this list are comments. Comments are the same across every social media platform. It's when you post something and someone says something under your post. And comments are very important because they let you know what your followers and what your audience wants to have a conversation about, what questions they have, what they're thinking. If you have a question or comment or want to share a thought, go ahead and comment on this YouTube video on social media. But on social media, comments help you gauge your future content. It also helps you gauge what kind of conversations that your audience or that your community is having. Comments are also super helpful for the algorithm. Very similar to stickers on Instagram, okay? Little bonus tip. When you have a comment or when you comment on somebody's post, and this is primarily for Instagram and Facebook, and there's like a huge bee outside, like trying to get in, and I think it wants to get in this video, but you cannot get in this video, and if that bee got in here, it would not be pretty, okay? Enjoy your day though, bee. So comments, okay. When you have 4 words or more in a comment, Instagram and Facebook view that as a conversation or as value or something that's high engaging, and so they're going to push out your content more because that signals to them that people are actually interested, and people are not just like posting emojis or just saying OM God, like OMFG or LOL, or they actually like are having a dialogue with you. And so when you see that, comment back, reply back as soon as you can with 4 more words, and comment on other people's posts with 4 more words to give them high engagement as well. How do you get a lot of comments? This is in my 30 content ideas list, but I will give you some examples. Number 1, you can ask a question like, how does my hair look today? And people will be like, it looks really bad, or it looks really good, or I love it, or whatever. You can also ask like, what's your favorite line from Mean Girls? Like, that's actually a really good one. I just came up with that right now. You can, let's see, you can post an accomplishment that you just did, and people will comment like, congratulations. I mean, it doesn't really warrant like for a 4-word thing unless somebody's like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, and I've seen you come so far, and you're so amazing, and I love you so much. Like, unless people are going to say that, you're likely going to get like a congratulations and an emoji or something like that. But still, posting your successes is a great idea to get comments. Also, posting yourself. I know as artists, we, not all of us, but like some of us, especially photographers, like to stay behind the art and let the art speak for themselves, like the art is a living, breathing thing, which, we could argue that it is. All right, I just lost my train of thought thinking about art as a living, breathing thing. Get on your Instagram, show your face, say some words, talk about yourself, talk about your art, talk about your process, talk about what you're good at, add some value, share an inspirational quote, do something like that so that people will say something. People will be like, oh my God, this is so helpful, or oh my God, I missed you, or oh my God, I'm so in love with you and I want to marry you and sweep you off to Paris and like you'll never have to work again. Okay, it's number 5. The last metric are likes. Likes. Okay, likes, I feel like is a like mental health concern because, I mean, it might not be anymore, but I know like 5 years ago, especially before Instagram gave the option to take away likes, which I think they made the option to take away likes because it was like a mental health thing. Like, people were very consumed with likes, myself included, because when you work on something and then when you share it out to like the World Wide Web, you know, there are like more than 2 billion people on Instagram. And when you only get 10 likes out of 2 billion people, you're like, oh my God, I suck. Why did I do this? Blah, 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 blah. But let me just tell you, it's not really about likes. It's about engagement as a whole. And what all of these metrics tell you is your overall engagement. How engaged are people with your content? So anyways, back to likes. Likes are the same across any platform. It's a heart. The heart is empty when you haven't liked something. It is filled with red when you have liked something. That is across every single platform. You double tap, you click, you know, whatever. And one great thing about likes is it's a low effort way for your followers to engage with you, because all they have to do is just double tap or click their mouse, and that's it. I will say, focusing on likes is probably bottom of the barrel, the least important metric, because it's engagement, but it's not actually like valuable, relevant engagement compared to reach, compared to impressions, compared to shares, compared to comments, because those things are a higher lift. I mean, except for reach and impressions, like people aren't actually, you know, like writing or sharing. But likes are just kind of bottom of the barrel metric. They are a great way to show like what your audience likes and like what you can keep posting. But I would focus more on which posts get the highest reach, which posts get the highest impressions, the highest shares, and the highest comments, and posts that have a lot of likes on them. What you can do is you can just have that as filler content, especially if your posts that get a lot of likes don't get a lot of shares or don't get a lot of comments or a lot of reach or a lot of impressions. So there is some value there, but the value is probably the least important out of all 5 of these metrics. Okay. Oh my God, I made it through this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do this as a full-time job. My full-time job is social media management for a huge brand. And I'm so excited to be excited, borderline nervous, to be sharing my social media expertise on my YouTube channel for photographers, for photography, for artists, for us creatives. I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner, and that's okay, because when your market tells you what they need, then you give it to them. So that's what I'm doing right now. So if you have any questions about social media management, about getting a job in social media management for a brand, about your own social media accounts, about freelancing as a social media manager, about paid social media, organic social media, creating content, the apps, the algorithms, the trends, the future, let me know. Comment down below. There are ways to make it easier. There are ways to streamline. It just takes knowing the right tools, having the right content, having the right idea about what your metrics are telling you, how your content is performing. Okay, anyways, I could literally go on and on about this. Let me just take a... All right, so anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this added value for you. If it did, please like, please subscribe, please comment any questions you may have. That's the end of this video. I already said that. Thank you so much for watching. May your best intentions manifest, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay?